monthly healthy happy hour with Victoria McCullough and Leandra Jackson. We are here today to talk to you about Back to You Reset for parents with kids going back to school.
Yes. So we definitely want to make sure that we're going back to school in style, and we want to set the stage. We want to first welcome. I'm Leandra Jackson. We want to recharge, we want to focus, and we want to get your energy right, stay healthy, and keep the goals going. And we can do all this through self-care and make sure that, your everyday activities are going to be working for you and not against you. So now that the kids are back to school, it's a perfect time, perfect season to get back to you, your energy, your health, and your goals.
All right. So we're going to talk to you a little bit about some nutrition tips, some mindset tips, some quick things to help you kind of get yourself back on track and kind of get through the school year smoothly, because we know summertime's here, we were relaxing, we were kind of having a good time, and now all of a sudden it's like go, 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 right? We have a whole new schedule. We have to figure out what we're going to be doing, trying to get the kids off, make sure that we're all staying healthy while we're doing this, still focusing on us. So many moms, basically a lot of times what ends up happening is we're just rushing our kids, getting them up. I know at the beginning it's hard. It's a struggle bus trying to get your kids to get up on time. So hopefully maybe some of you have done that where you started kind of prepping them slowly. That was always a good tip, is start prepping them a couple weeks before, trying to get them up into a better routine in the morning, a better routine at night.
Yeah, going to
So
bed
it's
at
so
a better
much
time.
easier. Yeah, you don't want to just all of a sudden, okay, the day before school starts, all of a sudden everybody's got to go to bed at 8 o'clock, right? That never pans out really well. So we want to make sure that the kids are getting up, they're getting fed, and they're getting out the door. Breakfast, you don't want to just grab a donut or a muffin and then grab, throw, a water bottle, whatever, juice at the kids and head out the door. What you want to do is you want to make sure you have some things prepped. So we're going to give you some good tips, because for kids, their energy, they're going to get up in the morning, they're going to be kind of struggling, right? So we want to make sure that they get something in their system, because that's really going to help them throughout the day to stay focused in school. And a lot of people don't realize that that's why kids lose that focus towards the end of the day, because they're not having a healthy breakfast.
And so lunch, if they're not eating a lot of lunch at school.
I know my daughter would just be taking a bag of chips.
Yeah, exactly. They don't really snack well.
And so we want to start our day with, as moms and for our kids, we want to focus on the same things. Don't feel like, I'm not saying that they have to eat the same thing you're eating. Just include the same things. Like you want to have some protein. You want to have some fibers, so you can have, like eggs and spinach if they're going to eat it. If not, and then for you, maybe you can make some burritos. You can even make burritos the night before so that you can just warm them up in the morning, make them with eggs, spinach, put some, some sausage, some bacon, or whatever kind of meats you want in there, potatoes.
Good.
You can, have these healthy breakfast burritos all prepped and ready to go. That's what I do. I try to have those
before and just freeze them. And
you have them for the whole week. I do that for Jeff, because he gets up and I'm usually busy when he wants breakfast. So it's like grab a burrito and I'll make different kinds for it to paste on,
or boiled eggs for like avocado toast. My one son, who's pretty picky, he loves avocado toast.
Yeah, my daughter's
a
like
good
that
option.
too. You can just do avocado toast. You can put some boiled eggs on it. You can put some bacon on it. You can put tomatoes on it. Whatever they like, have that ready to go so that they're getting those healthy fats. They're getting that protein. They're getting the fiber. Some Greek yogurt with some berries in it. A protein shake. You can make chia pudding. You could make overnight oats. So you can, and that's a great thing that you can do with your kids. You can just get the small little, what are those, 4 ounces? Just a little 4 ounce mason jar.
Mason jars,
little 4 ounce ones, like little jelly jars. Those are a great thing to make with your kids. Maybe 3, because they probably don't want to eat that every day.
Right.
And then they
granola
can
bars too. I just made some homemade granola bars.
And you could do this as a family. You could do this together. So you can have all the ingredients. Everybody can put what they want into their overnight oats or the chia pudding. There's so many different ways. Another way to help get you going and started with some oil.
So if the kiddos have a hard time drinking water, as long as their water bottle is stainless steel, you can add lemon or mint oils, or for the parents, this is something that helps cleanse our systems, helps reawaken our body, get us going. So you're not having to rely on so much caffeine if you drink caffeine. I was able to get off caffeine by using the essential oils and, my mushroom tea. So it's a wonderful way to be able to cleanse and awaken. And then also having some affirmations. This is something that I've really started implementing with the school year coming on is, to be, I'm a great mom with plenty of energy and love to go around. And just say that to yourself, even if you don't feel like it's completely believable for you at the moment.
It's awkward.
Yeah, it can be awkward to start affirmations, but it's something that it's changing your mindset. It's helping your belief system. Another one is, I'm a powerful man or woman that can handle challenges and receive all the gifts today has to give me. So just to be able to receive the things that we require for ourselves, fill up our cups. That way we can give it to our kids and make sure that they're having a good day as well. I love myself. That can be a hard one. I know in the past that was a really hard one for me when I used to have really bad self-esteem. And it's like, do I really? But just gradually learning that, you do love yourself, and that's how we can, express our love to others. I give myself permission to take care of me too. So if you take care of you, then you can take care of others better, especially the kiddos. And, write these affirmations down, post them where you're going to see them. I have mine on my mirror in the bathroom, so I read them every day. You can put them in your car. You can put them on your phone to where, you're opening up your phone and you see them.
One nice little tip. I used to have a friend, and I never really did this. I might have done it once or twice. Is they used to sell sticky pads with little affirmations on them or little notes to give to your kids. If you have little ones and you pack their lunches, if they can read, or even if they can't read, it's a good way, with something small or little or a picture, is always packing it with an affirmation for them. So put in their lunchbox, you are loved, or put a little affirmation in there for them. It'll give them a big smile. They'll know that you're thinking of them when they're at school, especially if some of them are hesitant or a little bit nervous to be away from mom, the little ones. But even your older kids, stick them in their backpacks, your high schoolers, My daughter used to have a jar, and it was affirmation jar, and they their friends and everybody would write things about what they believed they were. I think they did that at Awana or somewhere. And it was just like what they believed each one. Like I would write what I thought of you, something nice about you, and everybody would go around and do that. That's something you can do as a family. What do you like? What is it that you love about certain people? But to put little notes and little affirmations in there or in their bathroom, you can do the same thing for them so they see it, because when they start seeing it, it goes into their brains. These things really, like she said, what you see is, it's kind of one of those, think of that thing. It's, what you believe you can achieve. I used to always think that what you believe you can achieve. Yeah. So if you start visualizing certain things, that's what a vision board's about. She's got one sitting up here. If you just see it, all of a sudden you start manifesting those things. So if your children start seeing positive things, instead of them, God forbid they're, getting bullied or anything like that, or they feel, I remember when I was little and a teacher told me that I didn't color something, I just cried. Aww. I always remember that moment. And it's like, so even when they're at school and maybe they don't do something correctly, it's hard for kids to take any kind of constructive criticism. They don't understand.
Right, or a certain demand. Yeah. It's just very hard. It gets so much anxiety with
them. So these are things that you can do with your kids to help them to believe in themselves.
Absolutely.
And so those
I'm going to start doing that. I'm going to put some affirmations around their mirror.
Right? And you just start sticking them around, so they can see them. And they might think it's goofy, but you know what?
Well, yeah, because I started to try to get my kids to do the affirmations the other day, like, I am smart, I'm ready to learn. And he's like, I don't want to lie to myself. And it's like,
it's sad. You're not lying.
It's about changing your belief system.
I think a lot of times what happens is people don't, we always want other people to tell us the things because we don't want to, you feel like you're self-absorbed or something. I think that's where some people will start thinking, like if you can't take a compliment.
Hard to see yourself in that spot.
When somebody gives you a compliment, some people are like that. Yeah. They don't know how to take a compliment. And it's like, but it's true. People don't say it if it's not true, most part.
I agree.
But, I think people have a hard time being accepting of that, that they are that. And so I think starting them at a young age and letting them see it and letting them know that you feel that way is going to change the way they react and they treat other people. So anyways, the reason, a lot of these things about, the health and nutrition, not only the mindset, we went into a lot of mindset there, but why you want to start your day with, the protein, the fiber, good, healthy, some fruits, even some veggies in your breakfast, like spinach, like we said, you could spinach. I just, my vegetable garden just produced. So it's not that big, but there's little peppers, and I got
Oh
some chilies, and
yes.
I'm all excited and
Out
like,
of your own
oh,
garden.
and you can cut stuff up and put it in, put it in stuff. But
Absolutely.
you want to help balance. It's going to balance your blood sugar out, and that's the thing that happens when kids they go in the morning and all they're going to have is donuts or something. Well, their blood sugar is going to spike, and then it's going to crash, and then that's when they're going to see that lull in the afternoon, and they're not going to be focused, and they're going to be struggling with energy. It's going to help them reduce cravings. So you want to start your kids out with having that protein, some fiber. It's going to help them sustain the energy for everything that not only the kids have to do for school, but for you as well to get errands done because you only have that short time, right? While they're in school, or if you work, for not only are you having to get yourself ready for work, you have to get your kids ready for school now. Now you're doubling up everything that you have to do in the morning. So you want to make sure that you're not just burning through that energy in the morning, and then by noon you're just done and you're tired and you're
as much
at
as you
work.
can the night before.
Yeah, so you really want to start preparing everything the night before as much as possible so that there's minimal to do because as a mom, we all know we have the perfect day going tomorrow, right? Perfect day.
It's going to be
great. It's on the calendar. Exactly. And then before you know it, somebody forgot something, you forgot something else happened, somebody gets sick. There's something is always going to happen. We're,
gotta be ready for the punches.
Yes. So you want to be ready to actually divert. If you're the mom like me that goes into the house like 10 times before I actually leave the house, thinking I already had everything prepared, it's going to happen, Me too,
yeah.
So be prepared. Make sure that you get that, get good energy in your body. Help to keep you satisfied. Yeah. Positive mindset's going to allow us to handle the stresses better and to be more loving and lovable.
Right. And yeah, like what she was saying, we don't want to have a bunch of ultra processed foods. And I understand, like, okay, the kid might like a Lunchable. Okay, so just try to get like the more healthier options or just don't feed them that every day.
There is those new little containers. Have you seen them on TikTok? If you haven't seen them on TikTok, they're little containers that are like Lunchables.
Okay,
make your own.
Yeah, you can make your own.
Snap. They have the little containers, and that you can put like. I think they're like two little ones, like the Snackers that you buy and pay $2 for. Okay. You can put some vegetables, and you can put dip, or you can put peanut butter and some pretzels or something, and make your own Lunchable. Like
your protein, which would be like turkey, chicken, cheese slices, boiled eggs. That's a funny story. One year, I sent my son to school with a boiled egg, and his teacher cracked it, and it wasn't a boiled egg.
No way! Oh my gosh!
He comes home and he's like, "Mom, you gave me a raw egg."
That is hilarious. That's a really good one. Make sure you mark. I know. I have to put like
prep the night before.
Make sure you know which ones are boiled. And my daughter taught me that spinning thing. Funny. Have you ever seen that? No. You like spin it. I can't remember if it's spin. I forgot if it's heavier because it's boiled.
Okay,
I don't know. There's some trick. But anyways, know your boiled eggs from your mom.
Eat the rainbow. Funny. Add fruits and veggies.
You're lucky he didn't go to snack it on somebody's head. That would have been,
my gosh.
That would have been horrible.
Yeah, it was a big mess. Yeah. I felt bad. But eat the rainbow. Add your fruits. Add your veggies. Add a healthy crunch. Add some popcorn, some whole grain crackers. I've made my own like rosemary whole grain crackers, which is actually super easy. They're super fast to make, like your own crackers at home. Trail mix. If you have a peanut. A nut allergy school that you can't bring this stuff, you can make your own with like granola and different things that don't have nuts. And, like Victoria was saying, add that note to your kid's lunchbox, especially if they're not coming up and having their best day. I saw this cutest little meme. It was like, first day of first grade. And this little kid was walking out the door and he had all his action figures behind him, like waving goodbye. It was so cute. So, fun stuff like that to really get the kids in the mood to go.
Yeah, make them excited to go and to come back. I know something my mom used to do, and I still always remember this, is my mother, and I tried to do it. I don't know what happened to my life. It just went, poof, all 4 kids just screw up. But my mom, I always remember that every day that I came home, my mom she would meet me at, it was way back in the day, when my mom would meet me at the bus stop. I mean, some people that, but she would meet me at the bus stop, and when we got home, she always had a snack for me. She always had something for me, and then she would talk to me, and we would talk about my day. And I always remember that it was just like she always made me something fresh. And, and I think nowadays, because we were actually just talking about all the illnesses and the diseases that kids are having. And unfortunately, I think our kids' generation is going to have to reap the bad of that. And that's because of all the processed foods, all of these things that are happening to our kids, all the illnesses, all the diseases, what that's coming from the processed foods. It really is more beneficial and doesn't take that much more time to make the exact same thing in a much healthier way. Like she said, crackers. Those are so simple.
Very
It's
simple.
seriously like water and a few other little additives. It's
Exactly.
not a
Yeah,
lot,
some butter,
but
yeah.
it's not preservatives. It's not all fake food. I mean, if you're looking at what they're putting into our foods, it's causing our DNA and all this other
A
stuff
lot of
to
preservatives.
just kind of get. That's what's happening. Is it's starting to affect everything, and our kids are starting to get sick. There's more cancer. There's more tumors. There's more illnesses. We never had growing up, latex. We never had to worry about that. We never had peanut allergies. And I think it's really important that we kind of get back to just take the time. We
Right.
got to stop being overwhelmed and pull back on some things that we can and
Yeah, we got to
become
pick our
more,
battles.
yeah, and come back more to nature,
Yeah.
to doing things and eating more fresh fruits and eating more fresh veggies because
Exactly.
our kids are going to suffer if we don't get
Right,
back to it.
right. And another thing that you can do to kind of encourage that health and wellness and to stay healthy is send your kids to school with like a little essential oil roller ball, something that they can put on to keep their immune system strong,
Yep.
something to help them study, stay
Anxiety.
calm, and just have a better stress-free day. And, some schools might be more picky about like, they can't have stuff like that.
Fragrances, yeah.
But if they know that it's more of the pure essential oils versus like perfume that can give people headaches, it can be really beneficial. Even if it's just wild orange and peppermint are really great. Kids love it and it helps them stay calmer and, keep the kids steady and happy. So you want to reduce the temptation for moms to snack on junk food at home too. So having those healthy options for the kids at home also gives you the healthy options.
And so we want to talk about fitness now. Okay,
Yeah.
so of course we're always focusing on our nutrition, but we always want to focus on our fitness too, right? So they come together, they go together. We need to have movement. We not only need to feed our bodies healthy, nutritious foods, but we also need to make sure that we're getting some exercise in. And as many of you know, I do have my 10-minute trainer on my YouTube channel because really that's it. If you just have 10 minutes, that's all you need to get the blood flowing, to get your body moving, to get more mobile. As we get older, we want to be able to still play around with our kids, do the things, still be active. That's going to play a big role. If we're not up and moving, we are going to be putting on that weight, right? We're going to be adding on those extra pounds and wondering where it came from. Well, how much are you moving? How much are you walking? There's some simple things you can do and show you some quick little movements and things that you can do. And this is only going to take you 5 minutes, really. It's only 5 minutes plus a 2-minute stretch. So what you want to do is when you are starting to, you want to exercise and you want to do some stuff. Seriously, you can do this when you first get up in the morning. For me, my little routine is I don't even leave my bedroom until I am completely dressed because I already know that if I get out and I forget to put my makeup on and I walk out that door, I'm probably going to leave the house without makeup on. So I may leave the house without makeup on, right? So I am a creature of habit, so I try to do these things. In the bathroom, I could do push-ups on the countertop. I can do them on the tub. I can do some squats. I can stretch. I do some mobility moves, stretching, just warming it up. Okay, so get those hips opened up. I have some really tight hips, so I get those hips moving. Okay, so do some cat and cows. Open up that back just to get it going. You want to just warm your body up first, okay, before you just jump right in out of bed, jump right into an exercise routine. You want to make sure you take about 2 minutes just to warm up. And then the things we have here, we can do 30 seconds of squats, okay? So you can count them and just do, 30 seconds of squats, probably about 15, 20 squats. So you can just do your squats, okay? So making sure that your hips are back. Just go down as low as you can. You're going to push your hips back, make sure your knees stay behind your toes, and squat it down as low as you can, pushing through your hips, through your heels, okay? Coming all the way up. You do just a squat, squats, right? So you do,
Or sitting to stand like in a
if
chair.
you need to, yeah, if you have your, let's say your tub's there, right? And maybe you have some bad knees and stuff. Just sit on a chair and stand up. Just sit and stand, maybe on the end of the tub. You can do that on your tub, okay? Just do it, even if you can just do it like 10 times. Do 10 reps if you don't want to time it. Then you can do your standing push-ups, again, like I said, against the wall or a counter. So here you have the wall. Make sure that it's just level with your shoulders, and you're just going to go lean back and just go up and down. Go wide, get your chest a little more, go narrow, and now you're going to hit that tricep. Okay, so you do 10 out here, and then you do 10 from here. Okay, and that's it. Super easy. And then we can do some overhead reaches. Okay, so basically you're just going to squat and reach. Okay, this is a good one to open up. Open up that chest and all your stuff. Squat and reach. And that's it. And then, so you can do like 10 totals, and then we have high knees or marching. And this is all just bringing those legs up, warming it up, getting that body. I guarantee in this small little short workout, I'm working up a sweat myself already. You're gonna do this twice. Just do that 2 times. Do it for about 5 minutes. Again, we can post this on in the comment section, or at the bottom we'll be able to add it there. So 30 seconds for 10 squats, 30 seconds or standing push-ups wide and then narrow for triceps. You can do lunges, you can do reverse lunges, you can do 10 total, and then you can do front lunges as well. Okay, so you're just stepping forward as far as you can go. And then the overhead reaching. High knees, and that's it. Finish it up with some shoulder rolls, maybe some stretching. Stretch it out. If you want some other kind of more bigger stretches, more going to stretches, Leandra does her yoga. She has some stuff on her YouTube channel, right? She has her yoga stretching. You come to her strength coaching, to my boot camp. On Wednesdays, we do our circuit workout, and then Leandra leads us in stretching and some yoga. So if you want to come and try that out, you're more than welcome to come out and do that. So that is what we're trying to get you to, just get moving. And I promise you, with just a little bit of movement, it doesn't have to be strength training. Do a little bit more than just that, depending on your goal. And if you're interested in finding out, taking a look at where you're at, and maybe now that school's back, you want to get, kind of get back into the routine of working out more. Maybe you got some extra summer weight to lose. You can reach out to either one of us, and we can kind of go through a program.
Absolutely, we'd love to help you.
See where you're at.
So, like Victoria was saying, if you only have 5 or 10 minutes, try to maybe even do it a couple times a day. And if you are having a hard time doing the squats, have a chair nearby so you can have some balance, and just do what you can.
Yeah, you can always hold on to
exactly hold on to the wall or something. So, there is definitely ways that you can modify these exercises to your need and still get your blood pumping. Yep. Or walking. We always talk about walking. It's
walking
so underrated.
Walking should be incorporated every single day. Yeah. I don't care what it is. Maybe you walk your kids to school. Great. If you're able to walk your kids to school and back, then that's great. Do that. That way you're getting in your steps. You should try to get at least 30 minutes of walking in every single day, just to get those steps. It's really, when they designate that step count, 10,000, that's just kind of an estimation. You can, maybe you work from home and you're at the computer all the time, or you work in an office and you're not able to. You just have to add more. Figure out where you can always find another 10 or 15 minutes that you can walk.
Yeah, just add a little bit of extra. Instead of sitting and scrolling on your phone for 10 minutes a day, go and take a little walk and then turn on a podcast and listen to us.
Start feeding your mind with more positive. Yes. Stop scrolling through and just looking at other people's. That really what it does is it brings up your heart rate. Like, how many of you get on to TikTok or Facebook or whatever, and you get irritated at all of the negative stuff that's going on, and you don't have any control over that. So why are you going to allow that to go into your head and you're just getting mad? It's just making you angry. Your body is going to react with stress. Your body is going to react even though you don't realize it. Your body is actually taking in, and it's affecting your cortisol levels, because your body, you're looking at something that's upsetting and it's stressing you out. But you don't have any control. And I'm not saying you need to be naive everything going on in the world.
Right.
I'm just saying there's so many of those videos that are just a bunch of Karens and a bunch of other things that are just this and that and the other. And it's like, what's the point? I would rather sit and play. I don't know. I found this King game, right? That's just kind of mind numbing.
Yeah.
It's really actually
that
just
can help de-stress a little bit.
It helps me de-stress. I just sit there and play that. It's kind of like, what is that one that used to be popular? Candy Crush. It's kind of like that. It's really a kingdom.
Or you can, introduce some deep breathing.
Yep.
Apply relaxation, apply some deep breathing, rejuvenate with essential oils. Like I said, the wild orange, peppermint, those are always great options. Eucalyptus is great to help opening up the airways. Also good to apply to the body because it helps with like spastic muscles. And Melissa is a really good oil for...
I was going to ask you, what's Melissa?
Yeah, Melissa is actually...
She has Melissa on here, and I'm thinking, is that somebody we're talking about?
It's created from the lemon balm plant, and it is a wonderful oil to help with like sad emotions, depression, anxiety, stress. So... yeah, it's a really love. I actually started putting it. The DoTerra brand is what I recommend because you can ingest the majority of those oils as long as you have a good wellness advocate to guide you through everything that you need to. But putting it on the roof of your mouth is really helpful for the mood. It's amazing. So are the citrus oils. There are mood setters.
Her house smells amazing. You walk in here, it's like I can breathe.
Right, and then we want to make sure that we're always having water with. Yep. I see people so often that don't carry water with them, and they're like, "Oh, I haven't drank enough water." It's like, well, just carry it with you.
Always have a fun water bottle. Find some fun water bottle. If you need a fun water bottle, we have somebody, Carol, who makes a friend of ours who's in our networking group. Oopsie. She makes some amazing.
She made this one for me.
Water. I need her to make me one. I
use it every day.
The coolest. She can personalize them for you. I just saw she had a really cool one. It's not for water, and you put the slim beers.
Oh yes,
yeah, and it's a container. I'm sure that you can put like Celsius or those other. There's other drinks, but the slim ones. Right. And she had it, and I thought it was a water bottle, and it unscrewed, and then you stuck the can inside of it. So she has some really cool stuff, and we could recommend. Her. She has water bottles that have speakers on them.
Yeah, so when you're walking, you have a speaker with it, or when
on her water bottle on the bottom of it. They're really cool. So if you're interested in those, we'd love to give you her information. But yes, carry a water bottle that you enjoy, that you're drinking all the time, and make sure you're staying hydrated all the time. That's the first thing that's going to be the cause of less energy. If you are not hydrated, your body's you're not going to have that energy that your body needs because you're over 75% water. And if you're just starting to dehydrate, you just think of it. It's just kind of...
Yeah, and your body needs water for oxygen to flow through your blood.
Yep.
So you need to be able to just effectively anyway.
And get rid of the toxins.
Even just set your alarm on your phone for 5 minutes every hour or every 2 hours to take that little break of relaxation, de-stress, deep breathing, drink some water. And then, set your time for, go through your schedule and look, okay, this time during the day and this time during the day, I can go do my little exercises and I can take my little walk. And just if you have that scheduled, then it's not as easy to just put it to the side because if you think you're going to do it, you might not do it.
You can't just say, I'll do it when I have time because that is a very
Make it a priority.
There's never enough time.
You are a priority. Your health is a priority. And therefore, all the people that are around you that you care for are a priority as well.
Yep.
So tips to get back on track with the routine.
So we want to make sure, again, what we were talking about earlier is, as far as hopefully you started that routine early, get a sleep routine. I know people always say, I just don't have time. If you don't take the time to get enough sleep, your body is going to make you do that because it's going to cause you to get sick and now you're going to be forced. So you've got to get a routine in. You've got to figure it out on how you can, take that nighttime ritual and, try to have a bedtime. It's like a bedtime anchor, right? And a wake up time. And try to get in between that where you're getting at least 6 to 8 hours of sleep a night. If you're struggling with that, she's got some great oils to help you sleep better. Try to keep your room cool. You want to keep it cool. You want to keep it, dark. Make sure that it's dark. And it shouldn't be over cluttered, your bedroom, okay? You should make your bedroom, kind of like a sanctuary, somewhere that's comfortable. That it's just a peace. It's a nice place to
Yeah.
go. It shouldn't be, with clothes everywhere. I mean,
When
I
you
know we all
walk
get
in,
there.
that's where
It
you know you're gonna
happens.
sleep.
It
Yeah.
happens, but
Right, right.
for the most part, try to make it where it is a place that you can sleep calmly and you don't feel like you have just so much stuff going on.
Lavender oils.
Yeah, have some
wood
oils, some dehumidifier,
like a diffuser, or
and
humidifier. In this dry climate, you might want a
yeah,
humidifier.
and maybe go for a walk before bedtime. Try to stay off and your screen. Don't sit at your bed and looking at the screen all night. That does affect your sleep patterns. That really does, and people don't like to believe it, but it does affect your sleep patterns and the way that we are today. Everything we have, our reading is on. No, take an actual book. Read the actual book, not your Kindle or your phone. And we all have. If you're going to use your phone, put some headphones on.
Yeah, I like to listen to
Listen
Audible,
to
so I'll do
yeah.
that. Or listen to a meditation.
Yeah.
That's always nice. You can also guide yourself through your own kind of meditation and deep breathing if you have a hard time sleeping.
The echoes, the echoes and the dots and all those. You can actually ask Alexa to play you some meditation.
Yeah, or the white noise, stuff like that. Always carry your water bottle, like we said. Drink half your weight in ounces a day. Like I said earlier, lemon oil, peppermint, spearmint, great for cleansing and awakening. If you're going to ingest the doTERRA lemon oils and spearmint oils, put it only in ceramic, glass, or stainless steel. No plastic bottles, please. And you want to make sure that you're planning simple dinners that are easy, like the sheet pan meals.
Yeah, those are easy.
I love.
I've seen those. Yeah, you just take basically put everything on the sheet.
Yeah.
You can put your meats over on one side and your veggies, and then it's easy to make a big pot of rice, or make some potato, bake some potatoes, or your carb stuff. You can actually prep that for like the entire week.
Exactly.
You can literally have your quinoa. You can have your rice. You can have baked potatoes, all of those. And the only thing you really have to do, and you can even get your meats prepped. The biggest thing I think is your veggies, because a lot of times it's better when you make them fresh.
Yeah, when they're fresh.
And so you grill them. I love grilled carrots. Oh gosh, I could just sit there and eat those as a snack.
Taco bowls.
You make taco bowls.
Crock-pot recipes. I have an Instapot.
Buddha
Oh my gosh,
bowls,
you can do a whole roast in an Instapot in like 90 minutes.
Buddha bowls. I like making like the Buddha bowl things. Like with
Okay.
the quinoa or the rice, and then you add, and then you just have it set out there so your family can just go and pick. Maybe you have some chicken and some beef, and then you add, whatever veggies you want, and some hummus. Just like you go to the what's the
I don't know.
I forgot what it's called now.
So yeah, meal prep like one day a week. If you have Instapots. If you are struggling for recipes, you can reach out to us or go to this amazing website that I love. It's www.eatingwell.com, and you can pick the kind of food that you're going to eat. Like, say you need lower cholesterol meals, or you need things for diabetes, or you need weight loss meals. Anything that you can kind of think of that you want to delve into, they have options for recipes and meal prepping and lots of great options. So definitely check out that website.
Yeah.
And just creating these small, consistent habits. It trumps perfection.
It is,
small, consistent habits trumps perfection.
And you don't have to think, maybe you eat out during the week a little bit, just pick a couple days, and then at least, 3, 4, as many days as you can eat at home. I would recommend like 5, and just maybe 2 days you're busy. Maybe when the kids start doing sports, okay, that's when you're really going to have to buckle down and kind of have snacks prepped and make sure that they're eating good. And I know a lot of people are like, we're barely getting in the house, barely grabbing food and going, and that's a sad thing, because it's like a lot of these kids, they're going from school, they're leaving in the morning, they're going to school, and then they're going to practice. They're gone for like 12 hours before they actually have a full meal, because they're not so it's really, really tough, and you really need to find ways of eating the food that these kids need so that they can perform at top notch.
And so we would love to know what one small change that you can make this week to honor your health and your families. Mm-hmm. So post in the comments, what's one thing that you're going to make sure that happens for you this week, and hopefully continue on. So we would love to see your comments on that.
Yes, let us know. What is it that you're willing to actually kind of start doing It's easy. We try not to throw things out that makes people feel. I don't like telling people, okay, this is what you have to do. Now you decide what is it. You know your life better than
What
us.
can you fit in?
What can you do? If it's okay, I'm gonna have all my kids water prepped so they can just
Okay.
grab or burritos or a snack.
Boil
Get
your eggs for the
bins.
week.
Just get
Yeah.
bins and have them there so that okay, if people, if your kids want snacks, it's just like quick, grab. They can prep and make their own lunches, and and kind of find a way to get them to eat more healthy.
Exactly.
Not
So
different
yeah,
today.
just
So
to kind
anyway.
of wrap up.
Yeah, so we just wanted to help you get back into a better routine this year. Help you with some tips because as moms, my youngest is a senior this year, so we never all 4 kids out. This is the last one.
Wow.
She still has one little
I
kind
got
of
two
little. She's
still
still
in, yeah.
in school, so we are
10th and
moms. We
6th
know what
grade.
it's like. We've gone through all that, and we want to help you moms to be able to navigate a school year and also
Absolutely.
to remember to focus on you because it is okay to remember that you actually are number one. Yeah, I know we as moms want to do everything for everybody else, but then
And
we
those
forget about
stay-at-home
us
dads, yeah.
and dads too. And but what ends up happening is if we're not focusing on us, we can't give to our families as much as we'd like to because it limits us.
Yeah.
We are tired, we're exhausted. So now you get hangry and you get you don't want to be mad all upset and because so much is going on. You want to be able to be that mom that can actually get through the day and everybody is just happy because remember it used to be what was it happy wife happy life
Yeah.
there used to
That
be
can
that
be so true.
that can be so true in so many ways. So if you focus on you, make sure that you are taking care of you, getting your exercise and eating healthy, you are going to be a better mom, a better spouse, a better employee, a better just
And
a better
do your
friend.
affirmations. If we would love to just know one thing that you're doing for yourself that you can incorporate into your daily activities and that can also help your family. Like whether it's any of our tips that we give you, we want to make sure that you're getting enough protein, enough fiber. A lot of kids, I come into with families, they get a lot of constipation.
There's not a lot of
it's
kids
like you
wondering
got to make
why.
sure you're getting a lot of fiber in their diet and not the processed stuff.
A lot of the belly aches that your kids are
Yes.
getting throughout the
And
year
essential
and getting
oils
cold.
can help with that too, but fiber is really a key component. 5 minutes of movement a day at least, and definitely do your walks.
Go for an evening walk after dinner with your family.
Yes, that's awesome.
And get to bed.
Tomorrow we're going to go play pickleball, so that's going to be fun.
Oh, that'll be fun.
Yep. And then, let's see. When's our next?
Our next one. I don't have my calendar.
I forgot to write it down.
down.
Okay, so check
Will
on our posts
posted.
that it's going to be around after the second Monday or Friday of every month.
Yeah, these Fridays
like
seem
around.
to work really
Okay, so
well
like the second Fridays of every month. After the second Friday of the month, you'll notice that we'll be posting this.
Yeah.
And then I'm doing a couple of essential oil classes this week with a friend of mine who is really loving her doTERRA products and wants to share them with you. So this Sunday and next Sunday, there's a couple of essential oil classes that we're going to be doing. If you want to join, it's in person. It's just off of Platt. It's at a suite. It's at a business location. So I can post that information. And yeah, we would love to just send you some more information if you want it.
And I have got her strength coaching, our Monday, Wednesday, Friday classes here in Falcon at 5 a.m. on Wednesdays. Like I said, this class is for women. And on Wednesdays, it's for, we focus on mobility and strength. We focus, if you're looking to lose weight, we can talk about that, see where you're at. That's another part of it. But we do Monday, Wednesday, Friday. On Wednesdays, we do a circuit. And Leandra does some yoga after that. So it's a fun time to come in. You can come in, do a drop-in for $10. Or you can do a monthly fee if you want to come Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Come all the days. You are welcome to do that. You can come try a class for free. And that's where we're at.
And I do a live yoga class every Friday morning at 6:30. It's more beginner to intermediate. And I do want to incorporate some other yoga classes on my YouTube channel that are more like 10-minute beginners. So I'm going to be working on that.
Doing your 10-minute yoga training.
Yeah. Yeah, that'll be good. So We love you all. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank
and
you.
We'll see you next time.
See you next week.
Bye.
Or next month.
Yes.
Bye.